this is going to feel like, when I show this to you, it's going to feel like, oh my God, there's so many steps. Um, it does seem like that, but it is the quickest way to get a all-in-one um, export of you recording your presentation smoothly, straightforward, and you don't have to do any of those extra steps that I was just discussing, right? And you also don't have to like add audio and do all that weirdness, okay? As a presenter, I don't like recording in Zoom because you can't do it slide by slide. The way that you can, well, I suppose you could constantly click pause, it might work, but the way that you can in PowerPoint, whereas if you screw up a slide, you can go back and re-record just that piece. With Zoom, you got to do it all in one and all correct, or you got to start all over, okay? So I'm showing you how to do this in Zoom. Okay, don't worry about all this list. This list is what I'm going to show you now. Okay, step by step, I'm going to show you this now. I'm just providing this so that if you do choose to try this yourself after class, you've got in your slides that I'm going to upload for you, you've got these steps written out. Okay, so that might help you. All right. The hardest part of this is, in terms of the technical steps, is getting Zoom open, your own session of Zoom open. To open Zoom, I think particularly if you have not installed it before, this might be the way you need to go possibly. You know, from your one login, you get that kind of dashboard, right? I think is what they call it, of all the different applications that you have access to through EOU. You'll need to click on the second tab there, Eastern Oregon, and not on your frequents, because your frequents is just things you use a lot. Okay, click on that, and if you scroll down, I had to scroll and scroll and scroll because they give us so many apps. Zoom should be at the very bottom at the end. Okay, so you can go in that way. The challenge with this, going to option 2 and doing it this way, is you've got this additional step. So let me show you the initial step. It takes you into actual Zoom website as opposed to the application itself, the actual program. Okay, so what you would need to do is you've got links up here at the top. Click on host a meeting, and you can choose share screen only, or with video off, or with video on. Any of these will work. Okay, and then from there you get this other, it jumps you to another tab in your browser, right? And if you, I think it usually does this. I don't think I've seen it happen any other way. It's going to want you to, the only thing you could click on here is this one, open Zoom meeting. And if you notice down, I gotta move my tab thing so I can see it. This is how you can download the Zoom client or app if you don't have it. Okay, that's where you'll be prompted. All right. Okay, from there, we actually open Zoom. So for you as a participant, typically you see something like this, right? When you come into a class or to a Zoom session, it looks something like this, right? Okay, so because it's your meeting, you're going to see extra things that you didn't have before, such as, I don't know if you normally see the record button or not, but you should have a record button. In my classes, you should see share screen because I allow that, okay? And pay attention to this, because even if you are, even if you say, you know, no video, that's fine. So that's going to be muted, but your mic might automatically be muted depending on your Zoom settings when you come in. So you don't want to start presenting and just be recording nothing. And hopefully Zoom, for me anyway, it'll tell me, it'll be like, hey, you're muted. Do you want to unmute? Like, like, do you really mean to be doing this with no audio? So hopefully it'll tell you. So from this point, you leave Zoom open, right? But then you need to go open your actual presentation slides in whatever app that's in. If you're in PowerPoint and you've got the slide document open, you can press F5 and that will automatically put you in full screen so you're not seeing any other messiness with the interface. It's just your slides. Okay, so you want to get whatever your slides document is open, right? And preferably in presentation mode such that it is full screen, like I just described, okay? And then go back over to Zoom. You like can tab over if you know how to, if you know the shortcuts in like the Windows. I don't know how you do it in Mac, but you can do Alt Tab and that'll take you back over to another application. Okay. When you're back in Zoom, here you're going to say share screen. Okay, and that's how you're going to share your slides. And what that looks like when you click that is this. You'll have this window that says you've got these applications open. Which one do you want? Okay, so you'll want to look for the one like when I mentioned pressing F5 that takes you into PowerPoint slideshow. Okay, so this is different than what I was talking about earlier. Slideshow here is okay. It's just you don't need to record slideshow. Okay, in PowerPoint, that gives you all kinds of other options and doesn't always work well. But here, this is the only, like if you're looking at this, right, you're like, oh, well, I have my slides up. Looks like multiple places I see my slides. It's this one, right? The one that only shows the slide. Okay. And from there, you're going to click share, which is down at the lower right. If you are going to be showing us, so Zoom is a great option if you do have clips from say YouTube that you would like to show us and like them to be like played automatically where people don't have to click. Zoom is a great way to do it because you can do it. There aren't any issues with like when you do it the other way that I've showed you. YouTube has issues with copyright and stuff, and so they don't like it when you're trying to play a YouTube video and then record that on top of that and then post that on YouTube. That doesn't work. So you can, if you're going to be showing us a clip, you can share your sound and you can optimize for a video clip, so it'll be better quality, right? Click share, and then from there, it should look like this. Okay, so your slides, this would be your slide presentation comes up. I've just picked one of mine as a, as a sample to show you. Okay, again, make sure you are not muted. In order to record at this point, your buttons, you notice your buttons change at the bottom. Suddenly record's gone. Okay, record wound up getting pushed over into this more menu. So you'll have to go in there and find it. If you have the option, if it says record to cloud, that's what you want. I'll tell you why in a second. Okay. All right. Okay, let me go back. I'll discuss record to cloud. Okay, so record to cloud means it's the same, it'll create the same kind of output that you guys get when you take classes with me and I record the class and then I post it for you. You record to cloud so that everybody can have access via a simple link, right? If you record to your computer, which you can do, that's fine. If you record to your computer, then you've got to share that file with us, right? Or upload that video file to YouTube, similar to the other process that I've shared with you with PowerPoint. Okay, so this one is the quickest. Record, and I should say record to cloud. For me, you don't see that option because I have a setting in my Zoom account where I always record to cloud, just so I have that easily. It's just easy for me to do it that way. So okay, so from there, after you, then you run through your slides, right? You go through the whole thing. From there, you need to then press stop recording when you are finished. Now here is where I mentioned earlier you can press pause. So pausing is just for you while you're recording if you need a break or something. It doesn't help you if you want to go back later and edit, which, you know, in an individual clip of audio or an individual slide, which is why I recommend PowerPoint instead, because you just have more flexibility. But again, Zoom's benefit to me is that you can play, let's say, YouTube clips as opposed to having to provide people with a link and have them click it, right? Okay. So from there, you stop recording. At that point, okay, and then here's the thing about recording to cloud. It might tell you at that point, it might say, did you want this in the cloud? Like it depends on your settings, your account, where it's saving, where it is saving your video file from Zoom, okay? When you have clicked, you know, stop recording, Zoom will email you when your recording is ready, and you have to wait a bit for this. For me, sometimes it's 30 minutes, sometimes it's an hour. It depends how many other people are doing recording and stuff and how busy that cloud interface is with EOU. So just be patient waiting for that. And then the way you would share that presentation with us, it'll when it emails you, it'll give you the link. So you just share that link with us. Put it in the mini symposium so all your classmates can see it. And when you're turning in your presentation, share that link with me there too. Now, if you're going to do it this way, I do still want your actual either slides and or, well, I definitely want your script no matter what, however you're going to get that to me, right? So you might as well also share your slides file if that's where your script is, like in your notes. Share that with me too, or send me a separate, submit a separate file when you are submitting your presentation. Okay. The reason I like to have slides, if possible, as part of the package is I run everyone's slides and everyone's scripts through a plagiarism checker. Okay. I'll talk a little bit more next week about the ways that you should be citing things such that you don't you don't inadvertently plagiarize. Okay. This is not intended to scare anyone. I'm just letting you know because on occasion in the past, I will get things like a student submitting somebody else's former presentation as their presentation, and that's a no-no. Okay, so please don't do that. Because once I submit your presentation into, I believe I forget if I'm using Safe. I think it's Safe Assign is what I'm using, which is a bit like Turnitin, if you've ever heard of that. It's a database, worldwide database of papers, presentations, and so on from schools, universities, where once your file is in there, then if somebody else in the future tries to copy your file, it'll flag and it'll be like, this has been turned in already by so and so. So, okay. Let's see, I think, okay, so here is the help article. I mentioned if you're having any trouble, you need to download Zoom, you can't figure out what to do. Help article from EOU on what all things Zoom, all kinds of things are in there, including participant interactivity and stuff. Some of you may have already checked that out yourself in the beginning when you were first attending classes via Zoom. But you can also call the help desk if you're having trouble, and they can help you out. Or you can email them. Okay. And I think even online there's help desk ticket where you like click and actually make an actual ticket